The Music is Life podcast has our own merch now over on tpublic.com. Click the link below in the video description. Looking for some new threads? We got t-shirts, long sleeves, hoodies, crew neck sweatshirts, tank tops, baseball tees, and also clothes for kids and onesies for your little infant metalheads. Don't want clothes but love the Java? We got you covered with coffee mugs and travel mugs. Need protection for your electronics? We've also got phone and laptop cases. We've got everything you're looking for at the tpublic.com Music is Life podcast store. Use my link below for fast service. Thanks for your support. TerraNut is proud to offer you a natural nut bar chock full of healthy fats, minerals, and protein that meet your demands. Go to their website, www.terranut.com. You can order from them directly and they will ship it to you. Use my coupon code LOUMAVS and you will get a 25% discount on your first order. TerraNut Superfood Snacks, www.terranut.com. Don't forget to use coupon code LOUMAVS at checkout. Fuel your life.
Looking for some new podcasts to listen to? Well, look no further than the Ratsaw Review Network. Ratsaw Review is taking over the podcast world with plenty of shows to choose from within their network of entertaining programming, including the flagship show, Ratsaw Review, with Wayne Noon, Greg Noggle, and Lou Mavs, as well as occasional co-hosts Manny Mejias and James Lilquist. We also have the official Ratsaw Review spin-offs, such as Album vs. Album, Screams from the Grave, where we discuss beloved yet forgotten hard rock and metal albums of the past, and a King Diamond podcast called This Broadcast Belongs to Them. We've also got Old Man Metal's Musings, the Metal Thrashing Nerd podcast with Metal Thrashing Mike, the Timo Tolkki podcast featuring Stradivarius and Avalon founding member Timo Tolkki, the BS Sessions with Mark and Jerry, Just the Cheese Please, a podcast dedicated to cheesy films of the 1980s with Tara J. and Adam, and the Music is Live podcast with Lou Mavs. The Ratsaw Review Network is your go-to one-stop shop for the best podcasts out there today. Go to ratsawreview.com for more info, and to find out where you can find, follow, subscribe, and comment on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and all streaming platforms. The Ratsaw Review Network. We're taking over.
Ladies and gentlemen, how do?
We are ready and waiting for you now. If it's a fight that you deceive, we've acquired our strength through pain. No more are we pathetic game. You are the reason why we claim that we've all become this way. And I regret this prison that I created for myself. Who can it be? Who makes us cry? Won't save us from ourselves. I close my eyes and then I pray that revenge can be as sweet as it sounds. We are the rebels that force from your hate as you play on. Someone want to fight with you, to argue to, or make them all yell. My heart still beats, my eyes still cry, and I can't forgive you for this.
Hey everyone, so right here I have my shipment from Moneybag Sodas. Thank you guys. This is the official Gene Simmons branded soda. As you can tell, because of the Moneybags logo, I think he trademarked it many years ago. Nicely packaged and delivered by FedEx. And I really have to put the guys over because they took good care of me with this. I was supposed to get a shipment from UPS and the shipment cracked. And I said, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and support them and just buy 4 cases. FedEx delivered it and that cracked. So what did they do? Ship me 1 at no charge. Ha, cool. They have the actual cases right here. Let's see what we got. I'll try. They're all nicely boxed, like so. And from what I could tell, nothing cracked, so that's good. Alright. Let's see which one I pulled out. the cola. Okay. So it looks like I'm going to taste test the Gene Simmons Moneybag Sodas Cola. Now, it kind of comes in the old, sody pop bottles. Really like the texture of the wrap that comes with the bottle. Good job. This is not refrigerated, so have a glass with ice. Because if you drink your soda or your whiskey without ice, there's something wrong with you. The trick is to tip the glass so that this way it doesn't fizz out. Yes, I realize this is a Family Guy Christmas pint glass, but whatever. Let the soda relax, and I'm going to sip it. So here we go. That's really good soda.
Music is Life podcast. This is your host, Lou Mavs. Check out everything you need to know about the show over at my link tree, Music is Life podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, I have no corporate sponsorships, and this episode isn't sponsored by anybody, but I'm here to promote a new brand of soda that has been launched by a rock and roll icon. And before I begin, I just want to say, if anybody is going to accuse me of selling out, as the Italians say, vaffanculo.
Vaffanculo, eh?
This brand of soda is launched by a rock and roll icon and brand merchandising king, Mr. Gene Simmons of Kiss. Gene has launched a soda line in cooperation with Niagara Falls, New York-based third-generation soda bottlers, Paul and John Janik, along with longtime friend and accountant Chris Hake, to round out this collaboration. It is called Moneybag Sodas. Unlike many sodas that you find in the stores, this premium soft drink line is made with all natural flavors, colors, and sweeteners, and packaged in an eco-friendly glass bottle with painted labels. Both Mr. Janiks are holding it up. One's a Diet Coke bottle. What was the one that you held up, Paul? Was that a regular cola?
I had a diet.
You had a diet.
This is a full bottle. It's actually cream soda. It's a clear cream soda.
Oh, I like
made,
that.
Made with all natural vanilla extract.
Very cool. So
Straight from Madagascar.
the portfolio includes cola, Diet Cola, ginger ale, root beer, and cream soda with a new blood orange flavor currently in development. Can't wait for that one either. So among the retail outlets that have featured Moneybag sodas are Hy-Vee, Tops Friendly Markets, Wegmans, Rocket Fizz, Soda Pop, and Candy Shop, and 7-Eleven stores. We are pleased to have on the show from Moneybag Sodas, Mr. Paul and John Janik. Guys, welcome. Thank you.
Thank you for having us on.
And I see you're rocking the hats that have the Moneybag Sodas brand with the dollar bill bag. That is cool.
We have shirts available, and the hats will become available shortly.
All right, very cool. So whenever you gentlemen are ready, I'll begin with the questions.
Shoot.
It said in the bio that you have a background in soda making. So if you guys could talk a little bit more in detail about that, I'd like to know more. Obviously, this is not your first excursion in the soda drink industry, but having business experience and also success, as I could tell by the Gene Simmons poster you have behind you and the Kiss pinball machine, which I'm so freaking jealous of.
Nah.
But
You got to come over and play it.
you're based in Niagara Falls?
Yeah.
Hold on, I'll be right there. No, just kidding. I'm in Long Island. That's a bit of a trip, but one day. But yes, if you gentlemen could talk about your past history, your past business experience, and your soda making experience, please go ahead.
My brother John and I mean, we've pretty much been doing this our whole lives. This the bottling company that we have has been around. We're third generation owners, started by our grandfather. It started back in 1935. So bottling soda, it's been in our blood for a long time now. So that's something that, my brother and I took on, probably about, we're going on 20 years now, John.
Yeah, 22 years.
Yeah, we bought the business from our father. We worked here our whole lives. And so it's something we always had passion about. And we always always tried to put out great products and, things that were nostalgic and just higher end. So we've been doing it a really, really long time. Like I said, we're third generation, and we make it happen.
Yeah, it's been nice to be able to combine two passions of ours. We've been Kiss fans forever, and we've been manufacturing soda forever too. So it's such a great story to be able to come together with Gene Simmons on this project.
That is awesome. I admit, as a Kiss fan, yes, I bought into many of the Kiss products that they released, including Gene Simmons' Tongue magazine, if anybody remembers that.
Oh, yeah,
that was the only
absolutely.
way you could buy a magazine with Jenna Jameson on the cover that didn't require you to have an ID. Oh, those are the days.
I think I have that copy.
I still do too. Shh, don't tell my wife. Very cool. From what I read from your bio, you met Gene Simmons at Wizard World in Cleveland, which is not a hop, skip, and a jump from Niagara Falls. How was it exactly that you approached Mr. Simmons about this idea?
First and foremost, we were going there to get posters signed. John and I have been collecting since we were kids, so we needed these specific Love Gun era posters, with the individual members on it. So we needed Gene signed, and my brother, I think, had ran across an ad or something saying, hey, Gene Simmons appearing at Wizard World, and he's going to be signing there. So like, it's about 3 hours from us. We packed the kids in the car, brought our posters. Gene did a nice presentation before he went to the table and started signing. So my son and I had gone up. We were just talking to him. He's a very nice guy, very nice and cordial to my son and all the kids. I had asked him about their Kiss Cola. Kiss had just released the Kiss Cola. I kind of explained to Gene, I said, we were really disappointed because the guys that did the Kiss Cola are customers of ours at the time for about 10 years. And I just told him, I said, I was very disappointed that they did not contact us to do this, knowing what big Kiss fans we were. So Gene, right away, he's like, oh, well, do you have a card? And I was like, hey, absolutely. So I took a card out, I wrote my cell phone down in the back, and Gene's just like, I got some ideas. I'll call you in a couple days. I didn't really think much. I'm like, man, you never know. As the days went on, it was, I remember, a Sunday afternoon, and, a no caller ID shows up on my phone, and you know how nobody answers those.
Yeah, normally it's everyone's best friend. I think his name is Scam Likely that usually comes up. So, it's kind of hard to see,
right,
is that really him?
So I answered it, and I went, and you just hear right away, hello, this is Gene, and I'm just like, oh my God, this is the voice I've been listening to, all these interviews, and everything's going through my head as I'm doing it. And I hid in the bathroom because I didn't want my dogs barking, and my wife came in and was seemed like a startled look on my face. She goes, what's wrong? And I put it on speaker, and she goes, oh my God. So the conversation, it went, he just said, I have some ideas. I trademarked the money bag logo, and, I'd like to start. He goes, let's start off by, he gave me his email address and said, hey, he goes, could you email me your contact information? So I was like, yeah, sure. No problem. So I hung up with him right away, called my brother, he's freaking out. He's in the car with his kids and everything. I'm like, I can't believe it's Gene called me, blah, blah, blah. And literally I was about 10 seconds into the conversation. The no caller ID shows up again on my phone. And I'm like, oh my God, I think he's calling back. So I answered the phone, and it was like, hello, Paul. Did you send your information out yet? And I'm like, no, not. He goes, I'm sitting in front of my computer. So he instantly,
that could be quite intimidating.
Oh, and I'm just like, I was losing my mind. You know what I mean? At this point, I said, okay, Gene, I said, I'm driving. I said, as soon as I pull over. And so I emailed him. It's been such a great experience ever since, because he doesn't have an assistant. He doesn't have office people. When he gives you his contact info, you're going right to him. We just started off with an inspiration. Gene, what are you looking for? I know you got this money bag logo. What do you want? My brother and I are artists. Our whole family is artists. So he had spoken that he wanted something regal looking. So he gave us the money bag logo. We designed a nice crest with ribbons around it. And we basically made our packaging look like champagne bottles. And they're painted on there with metallic paints, and something that really nobody else does before. It was just, just starting with him from the start to finish, it just back and forth instantly. We would send him images. He'd send them right back. Hey, tweak this, tweak that. We even had him do a little bit of handwriting. It was John's idea to have him write a message on the side of the 4-pack, kind of like he did in the live, the notes that were inside. So you don't know how bad I wanted that piece of paper he wrote it on. But, he wrote it out, and he's just been such a great guy. And pleasure to deal with.
John, it was Paul who spoke with him, but were you able to speak with him as well as part of these talks?
Both of us did.
Yeah, absolutely. Gene is in contact with us all the time, and he's the one relaying, hey, I want this or that. With that being said, he let us take care of all the flavor profiles for the soda. He said, you guys have been doing this your whole lives. He goes, I don't make soda. Why don't you guys show me what you got? I'll taste them. But we came up with all the flavors for it, just really just all natural flavors. Our root beer, just a bold, creamy root beer. Something, it's just such a bold flavor. It really goes along with Gene's persona. And so everything we did, we spoke directly with Gene, and yeah, it was such a great business partner.
I can't help but hear the song "Lick It Up" play in my head as you guys are talking about the drinks. I can't.
Lick It Up, such a classic song. I know it's been played so much, but
that's the problem with it. But the album itself, it's like I think one of the 5 best Kiss albums ever.
Oh,
so.
Not for the Innocent, awesome tune.
Young and Wasted.
Hey, they're all great.
We could talk about Kiss all day, but we're here to promote you guys, and I just wanted to say that the packaging on the bottle looks great, and I love the website and its ease of use. Whoever your webmaster is doing a great job with it. It's simple. And everything is there for the customer to look at, and
sure.
There's no difficulty maneuvering around it. Whoever is responsible for your search engine optimization, great job.
Nice. Yeah, we wanted to make sure it was easy just to navigate through, and just get right to the point. Show the people what flavors we have, how you order it, what it's all about. You just scroll right down, and it's got everything for you.
To tell you the truth, too, even with the website. Okay, because like when we were designing it, we were doing the same thing, working with Gene. And the one thing, you're trying to look on a browser to set the page up, and he said nobody uses a browser anymore. It's all, he goes, it's got to read first and foremost on a phone. He said that's where everybody's looking at it, and that, it was just something like so simple, but we didn't even think of that, because we'd never sold anything online, especially like how he does, and that was one of the suggestions and the things he came to us with. He's like, you've got to make sure it just, whatever you do, I don't care about the computers. He goes, no one's on them anymore. Yep. He said they're all on the mobile.
He's not wrong.
Oh, no.
He's not wrong at all.
Yeah.
Because that's how I looked at it. I looked at it when Michael Brandvold, who again I want to give a big shout out to, mentioned that you guys were interested in doing interviews, and I jumped at the opportunity when I heard that the brand name was Moneybag Sodas. I immediately, Googled it on my phone, and it came up, and I'm like, wow, this is like one of the better websites that I was able to maneuver on my phone. Now, I don't have anything fancy. I just have an iPhone SE. So, but it was perfect. It was perfect execution.
Nice.
So when people think sodas, most people think Pepsi, Coca-Cola, Dr. Pepper. Most recently, my personal favorite, Zevia, because, as a bigger guy who enjoys soda, not the taste of seltzer, I like the fact that it's a soda with stevia in it and 0 calories and natural flavors in it. But I am really looking forward to trying this out. And if I love it, I'm pasting it all over the podcast every chance I get. So now soda isn't the only carbonated drink on the market anymore. You got energy drinks, you got seltzers, and now even hard seltzers to add to the mix. I'd like for you guys to use this platform to promote why you believe people should entertain the idea of not just trying, but being longtime customers of Moneybag Sodas. Please, the floor is yours.
Right. Well, I mean, there always is and always will be new beverages coming out at any point in time. Always, it's a big business. And if you get something that hits, you could easily just explode in sales, and the one thing that we did with this, like, we're not a craft soda. Craft sodas and craft beer and anything craft are always sometimes not as pleasant tasting as, say, your vintage sodas. We consider ourselves vintage. We're just like we're a very good version of just the standards, like as you can see by the flavors we do. We use good ingredients, sweetened with cane sugar, and in a bottle too. Glass bottle makes a big difference. But the one thing with the flavor profile that we stuck to was vintage, because all these different things will come and go. Energy drinks, although, have stuck, but the market's saturated. There's no room for anybody else. So, everybody's always looking for a good soda. Everyone always remembers sodas when they were kids, especially people our age, new generation, millennials, even kids, my kids are in their teens now, basically are looking for new stuff that they don't see all the time. And won't have a problem paying extra for a great product. It's something that's a little bit better, but something that's not your average stuff, or it's not too way out whacked where, you're making candy corn sodas and peanut butter and jelly and stuff like that. So, I just believe that, with ours, a lot of people, when we've done even samplings, in grocery stores and stuff, and even I'm talking like the people that I'd say are from 65 to 80 years old. Like, they're like, I don't drink sodas anymore, but I'd love to have this as a treat, or take the root beer and have a root beer float. Do it more as just like a nice indulgence, as opposed to something you're either going to, drink a 2 liter of a day, but maybe just sit down and have dinner and have a couple bottles of it.
Yeah. Coke and Pepsi, they're great products. They're sweetened with high fructose corn syrup. We made sure that, our sodas are sweetened with pure cane sugar. It's just a natural sweetener. And we just it's just a high end version soda. And, again, yeah, it's more so a treat. A lot of people that drink our package, the glass bottles and the cane sugar stuff, they do. It's just a treat for them. They're not drinking gallons of it a day, and it's something special. And that's kind of the people that go after our product.
And we don't have, like, you just, even for instance, say like the ginger ale. A lot of people drink ginger ale to settle their stomach. There's different uses for it besides making a highball or just having a glass of ginger ale. They don't realize that a lot of the ones on the market have artificial ginger in it. It's not even, they have artificial flavors. That's what we don't do.
Right.
So,
and you can kind of tell that with a lot of the products that are currently available on the market in supermarkets, they rely on what they call natural flavors, but there's a ton of artificial that goes along with it. So it almost sounds like you guys are bringing out a soda that's comparable to the way it was, I guess you could say, in the days of when, you can go to the soda stand with what they call the soda jerks, which is basically the guy who pumped the soda out for you in your bottle. It sounds kind of like a throwback to that, which I know for a fact a lot of people miss that flavor.
Sure. Yeah, for us, it's really not a throwback, because it's something we've always done. We've always made soda that was top notch, and we never veered from what soda originally was.
Right. I apologize. I don't mean like throwback as an insult. It's just unfortunately,
that's what I'm saying. Word vintage. That's what I mean by that. That's, like I said, when we sampled, a lot of people that were like, like I said, 65 to 80 years old are like, this reminds me of being a kid.
Right. The point I was getting at was loud here in the Long Island suburbs. You only have Coke, Pepsi, Dr. Pepper, and then people are going to the doctors wondering, how much soda do you drink a day? This isn't, sounds like a really cool treat for you to have on that occasion that brings you back to those days.
Sure. Right? And the funny thing is, the younger kids look at it, it's something new. They don't see soda in glass bottles, and it's just something, I think it's something special for everyone.
Excellent. Very cool. What has been the initial reaction to the soda so far?
Well, if you ever take a look at some of the root beer blog sites, and we've gotten some like insane reviews on our stuff that are really, really good, all the way down to how long it takes for the foam in the head to dissipate. It's timed. The boldness of it, the carbonation level, like they pick it apart. And I've had people that have reached out to me by email and just said, I don't particularly care for Gene Simmons, and I wanted to hate this product, but I can't. It's the root beer. It's phenomenal. Like, they're really good, and they are the most expensive products we make.
I've wanted to hate Gene in the past, but I can't. I can't, because I'm sorry. Like, the guy came here from Haifa, Israel, with nothing, and made something out of himself. And as the son of immigrants, I can only say, you know what? He's probably the most inspiring rock star, and I don't use that term loosely. I mean, the guy is a rock star. He earned that right to call himself that. But I mean, this guy came from nothing and built something out of nothing. And as far as I'm concerned, he earned everything he got. So you got to respect that.
Yeah, Gene, I know he wasn't born in America, but he really embodies the American dream, and it's just like you put him together with soda. It's so American. It's such a great pairing, and it's just such a fun product. And he's just I think a great guy to have to promote it.
Gene even talked, when he came to the States, he said that it was like the first time he actually walked into a grocery store. He said he stayed in there for hours because he was just amazed at how many choices of things you had to buy, that were up to you, what you wanted to do with it, and he said that alone, he said that was like one of his first memories. Like, when he came here, he was blown away by a supermarket. I mean, of all things, it wasn't like a big Cadillac or something or other. He was excited to go in a grocery store.
I mean, that's insane when you put it into perspective, because it's like most of us are just like, we're so used to like Instacart or Postmates, but like this is a guy who as a kid was like excited by this, and you know what? Be grateful, because he gave us great tunes. All right. I'll always be grateful to him for that. Any plans to expand this brand into supermarkets across the United States or even North America, like possibly Canada as well?
Well, if you look at our packaging, it's bilingual. So, because we're a border state, we're in Niagara Falls. So our packaging is totally compliant with Canada also. And most recently, we had an importer from Norway stop by our we had gone back and forth through emails for about a year, and he actually stopped at our shop about 3 weeks ago. So we got all our products registered to go to Norway. And this guy does wholesale to all the commissaries. He actually brought one of his biggest customers that own like 68 commissaries or something like that. So he's going to be placing his first order, but he did say it's going to take about 2 months on a boat to get over there. So if anybody reads this, they're waiting for it. Norway, and he's going to bring it into Denmark and Sweden too.
That's awesome. That's great
stuff. Going there before Canada. Across the bridge.
If anyone's in Canada that
we need distributors.
Give us a call.
Loblaws wants it.
Come on, Getty Lee. You were friends with Gene Simmons at one point. Help get the product into Canada. Let's do this.
Come on, Getty. Put an order in.
We got to meet him at the Jays game. He sits right behind the home plate.
That's right. Begin the day with a friendly money bag soda.
I know the song.
I know you do.
I know. Listen, they're from an hour away from us. That's where Neil Peart grew up, about 40 minutes from us.
God rest his soul. Favorite drummer ever.
Yeah.
He's great.
There are premium soft drinks out there. The one that I could think of is Hank's, which creates a root beer and a cream soda that is mostly available in the Philadelphia, Pennsylvania area. And I think, like yours, they could probably order it and it gets shipped to their home.
Sure.
Hard to find in stores, but easy to order. So with the slight shift in soft drink consumption, I know we touched on this before about energy drinks, kind of like being overexposed and, oversaturated. Right. For you, is the end goal to possibly a disruptor to the two major brands, Coca-Cola and Pepsi? Or are you perfectly like Samuel Adams is for beer, being the one independent producer and distributor of this soda and being like, yeah, we're good? Like your approach.
You always got to look at it like who wouldn't like to make, millions and millions of dollars selling millions and millions of cases, like Coke and Pepsi, those, we're not going after them. The CSD segment in any store, which is carbonated soft drinks, is always falling every year, and it has been. But our type of product is a growing segment, and do we want to be some big corporate machine? No. Everything gets ruined. Your mojo's gone, the whole story behind it. When you're talking to a computer, or like I said, an office manager or something like that, it's
manufacturing also gets diluted when it becomes an issue like that.
Yes, totally. So we're not looking to put anyone out of business. We're just looking to get more, happy money bag drinkers.
I think I'm having Christmas in my house this year, so I'll know what to get.
We can send you more if you need it.
I'll buy, of course.
Well, you could, if it's not available at any grocery stores in your area, you could go to moneybagsodas.com and you guys could you could order all the flavors from there right to your house.
So aside from appearing on podcasts like this, which again, I'm very grateful for your time, are you looking to get into mass promotion such as print, online, or television ads, or even sponsorships?
Yeah, I mean, sure. Whatever comes our way, whatever we're able to do. We're just really starting this grassroots and just taking it out right to the people. When the product came out, Gene did a number of in-store appearances for us at the different grocery stores it was available at. We're just starting off that way, going online, talking to people. We're really growing it grassroots at this point. And then to take it to the next level, sure, absolutely.
Another thing too, just because we're not some big corporate entity that has millions of dollars socked away for a marketing program, basically our way of doing it was, getting into key accounts like the chains we were in and getting good placement because our package sells it. That gets people's attention. And once they drink it, it's just, it looks just as good as it tastes.
Well, again, just from looking at it on this website alone, I mean, the packaging, not just of the bottles, but of the casing themselves, I mean, it's immaculate.
Yeah,
I think it outdoes what most other soda companies do to, market their brands in stores. So,
right, sure.
Kudos to you guys and Chris for that. Absolutely.
Thank you.
For someone who's never had money bag soda before, which flavor do you recommend they try? And aside from the blood orange, are there any other flavors that you're working on?
We are looking to do like a citrus dew style flavor. The only setback, that we have, the flavors are there. It's just we're going to be using natural colors in them, which, we have to do a lot of research and development on it because they're not as vibrant and they're a little harder to work with than they are with, artificial red 40s and, the yellow 5s and stuff like that. Everybody's different. Some people like the sweeter, like a cream soda. Cream soda is like drinking a vanilla milkshake. You know what I mean? That's carbonated.
Mm-hmm.
If you want something just to sip on, like I said, if you want to make a nice mixed drink or just have a nice calming drink, the ginger ale, I drink a ton of that. That's one that I go to all the time. Although I like them all, some people just want a cola to go with dinner. I can't really, because everybody's so different in their tastes. But if you're a root beer fan, I'd say definitely try the root beer because
if you're a root beer fan and you like root beer floats, you're not going to beat the money bag root beer. It's just hands down, just the best out there. It's going to knock your socks off.
I'm smiling because I haven't had a root beer float in so long, and I am dying to go get some vanilla ice cream and try the root beer with this. It sounds like it's. I may not make it after I drink it, so just tell my wife I love her, please.
The cream soda is good too. Cream soda is good on a float too. If you do a cream soda float,
I never had one of those.
Put the cream soda right on top of the vanilla ice cream.
Very cool. Okay, so being Kiss fans, as the three of us are, Paul and John, I'd like to ask you guys, what are each of your three favorite Kiss records?
Ooh. I'll go first. I have to say my three favorite Kiss records. I'd say Rock and Roll Over, Kiss Alive, Destroyer. Very cool. That was my first one. Yeah.
I was 13 years old, 1993. My brother recommended it to me. And
all right, nice.
I remember telling Michael Brandvold that was the one time where I listened to the first song on an album on repeat for 2 straight weeks before I moved on to the rest of the album. It's classic, so you can't go wrong with that.
Awesome.
Paul?
I really like Dress to Kill.
That is an underrated one, yeah.
But I love it. I love the rawness of it. Dress to Kill Alive one. I mean, you can't leave that. Nobody could leave that one out because that's such a good one.
So many good ones.
Yeah, like I like a lot off Unmasked. I like a lot off of Creatures of the Night. I mean, great heavy album, and Lick It Up.
So
I'd have to probably like close my eyes and put those 3 up and throw a dart at them.
All right, so your top 5, that's fine.
Yeah, there's just so many good ones.
What's your favorite Kiss albums?
So I would have to put Alive as one of the 5 greatest live albums ever. I put it right up there with Judas Priest, Unleashed in the East, UFO, Strangers in the Night, and Thin Lizzy's Live and Dangerous. So I think those are the 4 horsemen of live albums. So
right.
I'll say that. Woo! But my 3 favorite Kiss albums, I'm gonna go from 3, 2, 1. Third, I'm gonna choose Rock and Roll Over. 2, I'm gonna say Creatures of the Night. Number 1, Music from the Elder.
Dude, come on. I think you're overreacting a little bit.
You must be so embarrassed.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
Well,
people, thank you for not looking at me like I got 10 hits for that.
Hey man, I was born in 76, and I was a Kiss fan by 1979. I was 3 years old. I was probably must have been 5 years old. Probably one of the only people walking into the record store looking for the Elder. I was the
just
Kiss
the boy.
Kid. I was the Kiss kid coming in. They gave me all the promotional posters, and Paul and I actually the first Kiss show we seen was Creatures of the Night in Toronto.
Really?
Yeah.
Were the Plasmatics the opening act?
No, I think it was the Pinheads. I think I could be wrong.
Headpins.
Yeah, I don't. I didn't know who they were.
Okay.
Close. They kind of, to tell you the truth, had a female singer like the Plasmatics. They actually Motley Crue played a few shows on that tour too with them. Opened up.
I think even Night Ranger did too at one point.
Yeah. Yep.
Night Ranger. Yep.
So you actually got to see them with Vinnie Vincent in the Ankh makeup. That's crazy.
So when we got to the venue, we went up to the merch booth, and my brother Paul said, "Man, look, John, Ace Frehley changed his makeup," and we couldn't believe Ace would change his makeup. There's obviously no way he wasn't in the band anymore. So we put our shirts on, and we're like, "Man, Ace Frehley, why did he change his makeup?" When you're 6 years old, you don't really realize.
I get it. I totally get it. I would love to have seen that tour. I mean, I saw the Rio de Janeiro live footage, and it looked amazing. But from what I heard, it was like their least successful tour of the States from back in their club dates, which is such a shame because like that album, you look back on it, it's so heralded.
Well, the album was awesome. The stage was awesome. The venue we went to was probably almost sold out. I think they had some hit and miss shows with that tour, but it was definitely one of their coolest tours, in my opinion.
Yeah, it was a good one.
I think for me, The Elder just holds a special place because when I was 14 years old for my birthday, my brother got me a copy of the Unmasked tour from Sydney, Australia on VHS. Yeah. And just seeing, and this is no offense meant to Peter Criss, who I think is a phenomenal drummer, but the energy that Gene, Paul, Ace, and Eric had was just like they were on fire that night. And that always stuck out as like my personal favorite lineup. But to me, it's like, every lineup of Kiss is great for what they contributed to the discography. So I would never knock any of it. I mean, I'm not even going to knock. I mean, you got a lot of people out there that knock the fact that Tommy and Eric are in Peter and Ace's makeup. But I'm just like, you know what? If the fans are happy, who cares? It's rock and roll.
Yeah, they do an awesome job.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've liked Tommy since he wasn't Back in Blue. I remember the Hold On to 18 video when I was 5 years old. Nice. And like, I'd sing that and my mom would be like, "What are you singing?" I'm like, "Nothing." But I digress. But anyways, you mentioned before about your interaction with Gene, and he has this persona of being a rock star who's all about excess without really taking into account that he's a devoted husband and father and a workaholic, hence why he's the entrepreneur that he is. What would you say has been your experience in working with him with Moneybag Sodas? I mean, you mentioned a little before about meeting him at Wizard World, but I mean, this is a relationship between the two of you and Chris and Gene for a while. So seeing the campaigning that you guys are doing the interviews for the podcast. So it's obviously it seems like it's been a great relationship. If you want to talk more about it, go ahead. Absolutely.
Words can't say like just what a great guy he is. As far as a business partner, he's involved in every aspect of it. He just texted me right now.
Hi, Gene. Sorry, go ahead.
I get scared whenever it says, but the thing on the phone says Gene Simmons. I'm like, oh man, I always, get nervous about it. He'll always let you know if something is not right. And he's very stern and quick and let's get it done. Boom, right now. Cause that's how he works. But just as a person, he's extremely generous. He really cares. He loves the whole family thing, whether it be us running a business or his family. He enjoyed the fact that we brought our kids to different things. And, they're like on their tour, if they stop in a city where, say we have customers or we have a buyer that we have to meet, they would give us a whole room backstage and let us bring the people back there. And Gene would come in costume, and sometimes Paul and Eric and Tommy would come, stop by to say hi. But like, he's, I can't even explain just what a good guy he is. And he listens too. You'd think, that he's this big narcissist, that thinks he knows everything, and he's not. He always says, I don't know anything, but he does listen.
Just like Paul said, he'll let you know when maybe something's not right, but he's the first one to let you know when something's good. Hey guys, great job. Whoa, that's awesome. I mean, the guy, he's on it. He's such a great business person, good family guy, and has always treated us and our families awesome. And they've hosted us so many times at their shows, and it's been such a treat to being a fan and then being able to see him on that level. It's I don't know, it's even more inspiring. It's been such a great experience.
That is very cool. Yeah, I mean, as I mentioned before, like, with Gene, it's like, well, I guess when I was in my 20s and I guess angry at the world and whatever. I mean, we were all at that age at one point. It's like I mentioned that I wanted to hate the guy, but then it's like those final 2 seasons of Family Jewels where he approaches his dad's graveyard in Israel, and you see him breaking down, wanting to say all these things to his dad, and seeing how he devoted he is to his family, and like sure. His devotion to charity that he actually doesn't brag about, which unlike a lot of other celebrities, that's all they do is like virtue signal. And he's like one of those guys where it's like, yeah, he has his persona, but that's what he wants you to see.
Yeah.
It's behind the scenes where people get to know the real him. And I think it's great that both of you have that kind of relationship with him with Moneybag Sodas, where you guys have a product that he believes in. Yeah. He's willing to don't give his time and efforts to it, and everybody prospers. And,
sure.
I kind of wish that more relationships, business or personal, had that same kind of ethos behind it, where it's like, it's ethical, it's honest, it's transparent, and everybody benefits and everybody's happy. It sounds like both of you have a great template for, a good business ethic. And thank you for that. That's just great to see.
Yeah.
So thank you.
If people want to find out more about Moneybag Sodas, where can they find out more? Do you have social media pages as well as your website, moneybagsodas.com?
Yep. We're on Twitter. We're on Instagram, on Facebook. And again, you could go to the website, moneybagsodas.com, and has all of our information. And again, like I said, if the soda is not available in your area, you could order right from our website.
Very cool. All right. Well, we're going to wrap this up. I mean, is there anything else that you guys would like to mention?
Thank you for having us on.
Yeah, thank you. And,
Phenomenal.
I hope all your viewers get to try our soda, and I hope they enjoy it.
Very cool. Well, Paul and John, I'm so happy that you guys took time out of your day to come on my podcast and promote your product. I can't wait to try it. I'm sure I'm going to love it, and I can't wait to buy it.
And if you're ever in Niagara Falls, stop by my house and we could play some Kiss Pinball.
That sounds great. Awesome. Thank you guys so much. If you want to find out more information about the Music is Life podcast, check out Music is Life podcast on our link tree. Currently, the .com is still being repaired. Sorry about that. I have a life outside of the podcast, but it will be repaired. And if you want to check out more about our parent network, Ratsaw Review, check out ratsawreview.com. Once again, Mr. John and Paul Janik of Moneybag Sodas, thank you guys so much for coming on the podcast.
Thank you for having us.
And remember, all art and soda is valid.
That's
Cheers.
right. Peace.
See ya.
No sanctuary found, but any hollow ground won't even make the sound of the poisoner. We are the rebels that forge from your hate as you plan. Someone to fight with you and argue to or make the you. My heart still bleeds, my eyes still cry, and I can't forgive you.
Love you, team!